Hello, friends. This is Alicia, author of the books Don't Be a Stranger and Don't Be a Stranger to Grief, consultant, soon to be affiliate with Rodian Enfield Skin and Hair Care. And as I mentioned in a recent video, I offered the option to anybody that supports me in my Rodian Enfield world with an order, whether it's cleansers or sunscreens or lash boost or any sort of products to take better care of your skin and hair and be investing in yourself from the inside out. If you sent me your order number, I will do a video of your request, so long as I feel qualified to share on it. So that said, and pretty much everything that I represent has to do with confidence from the inside and out, relational confidence, emotional confidence, social awareness, and social competence. So that said, I had a lovely woman reach out to me who has been supportive in my world, and she asked if I would share a brief video on some suggestions for how she might navigate, both for herself and her partner, a recent diagnosis of cognitive disorder, dementia, in her partner. So that said, this is me offering what I hope will be a helpful few tips. So I thought I would share maybe 4 tips that I think will be very helpful as somebody might be navigating forward in helping and supporting a loved one as well as themselves through understanding dementia-related patterns, behaviors, challenges that might be faced, and how to, how to move forward with as much comfort, peace of mind, self-love and love for other, compassion, perspective as possible. So here are the top 4. 1, and forgive me if I reference notes, I don't want to get disorganized or rambly, understand the disease. So educate yourself about what is dementia, what is cognitive disorder, what can I expect, what are the phases, and not in a sense of frightening yourself with the what ifs and anxieties, but in a sense of grounding yourself to understand, okay, I knew this was coming, this is part of the condition, this is not my loved one just trying to be annoying. And I hate to say that, but I've heard that so many times. They're just trying to annoy me. They're just trying to get under my skin. They just want to bother me. They're doing this to me, which, by the way, that's one of the tips, is don't take things personally. I'll come back to that. And I've worked in this arena as well, and I've served a lot of families who were navigating these waters. And really, I would say compassion is the biggest word that I want you to consider. So educate yourself, understand the progression, what you might expect. This will also help you empathize with your family member's experience and adapt to the changing needs that might come up. And be creative about how you support yourself and your loved one through this process. There's lots of resources out there. I won't get into that in this video, but caregiver resources, respite resources, local senior agencies. I know in the Phoenix area, we have Area Agency on Aging. We've got Duet, so many wonderful organizations you can reach out to for support. Effective communication. Learn and practice effective communication, which especially in situations where you have a loved one who is experiencing the effects of cognitive decline. This may include speaking slowly, speaking calmly, using simple sentences one at a time, simple commands. Let's say you're asking your loved one with dementia what they want for dinner. Instead of just an open-ended statement, offer them options. Would you like this or this? Would you like to go here or here? So give them maybe 2 to choose from, and then maintain eye contact. Be very patient. Be very patient. It can be very tempting in that space, especially if you're talking to providers. When someone is addressing your loved one with the cognitive decline, it's very tempting to jump in because of your own unease and answer for them. And I would encourage the pause. Pause and allow them to have that opportunity for autonomy and independence if they do want to contribute to the conversation and it's taking them a bit longer to speak up. Nonverbal cues, a gentle touch, a warm smile, these can all also make a big difference and convey support and understanding. And then create a safe environment. This is so critical. Paying attention to all the little nuances that could result in injury, fall risk prevention, if there's clutter on the floors, if there happens to be hoarding in the home. These are all safety risks, fall risks. Stove tops, how easy is it for them to turn on the knob and forget to turn it off? Are there alarms that could be set? Are there safety measures that you've looked into? Medical device stores can have great ideas. Internet can have great ideas. ChatGPT has great ideas. In fact, I'm going to do a video either later today or sometime soon on what is ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, online AI, and how can you use it to actually keep your family safe, to look up a summary of ways in which you can better understand any condition under the sun and how to support a loved one with it. So while it's a tool that I've used in my Rodan and Fields business world, and I often say so much of what I've learned in my skin and hair care business has made me a better everything to you, and brings me to these platforms to be able to share those tools with you. I mean, I just can't say that enough, and ChatGPT is one of them, so I'll explain that in another video. Creating a safe environment can involve things like, attending to tripping hazards I mentioned, installing locks on doors, using labels for easy identification of what's what, creating a routine to reduce confusion and anxiety. Sometimes with my veterans or patients, I'll have them set up a whiteboard, call it like a to-do list, and the daily tasks, the wake up and brush your teeth, get dressed. You always want to get dressed as if you have somewhere to go. This is a preventative measure against depression, and then give them somewhere to go. Take them to the coffee shop, get in a routine of going for a walk, anything to just get them out of the monotony of the house, and make it to where it's really simple. At the end of the night, all you got to do is erase the line with the check boxes, but you leave the writing where it is. It's a nice visual tool every day of what needs to get done, and that rote memorization piece can really help as much as possible. I'll tell you another one that I actually tried here as far as safeties is also the identification tags, right? Some people don't want to wear that bracelet around their wrist that says, you know, if you find me wandering or what have you, it's, you know, here's my address. What I did for my father is, as things were declining further, he had such a quirky personality, and like we were so alike in so many ways, that I actually went to the pet store, believe it or not. I had the cutest little dog. You all have seen my sweet Kaylee on videos. I had to say goodbye to my baby in March. And actually I'm relaunching, well, not relaunching, I'm launching my book, Don't Be a Stranger to Grief, now to retail bookstores. So far it's just been available on Amazon, still available on Amazon. But with the additional launch, with the more global launch, I've added the letter that I wrote to my little baby the night before I had to say goodbye to her, as I was working through my process to be prepared to say goodbye. So that said, Daddy and I had a very special bond with my dog, and I had gotten my dog one of these cute little heart, what are they called? Low collar, oh my gosh, the pendants. And it, you know, it had her name, had her number, if lost, please return to. And my dad would comment on how cute that was. So I actually went to the pet store and I got him one. So it basically matched my dog's. It was a little red heart, and he had a great sense of humor. So it said, if lost, please, you know, if found, please return to. And then on the back, I had either my mom's or my name and information. And he loved wearing it because he saw it as jewelry. He saw it as a gift from his daughter. He saw this beautiful red heart. And so he'd just hide it under his shirt. But he was so proud to wear this cute little dog tag. I mean, literally, it was a dog chain, right? So think about ways to have fun with your loved one. Think about what will help put their mind at ease, put your mind at ease, help you feel like they're more safe. And I do want to say, this is a really strange suggestion, but this was something that I actually did with somebody that I worked with many years ago. You know, sometimes it's just a matter of figuring out what would put their mind at ease, what would be calming, because we're all so different. Like for me, really delicious tasting foods, I'm a foodie, really puts me at ease. If I'm having a rough day, getting to taste foods that I don't normally enjoy, or certain types of music or comedy, or being with somebody that I feel really at ease with. There's like several things for me that are kind of my tops. Interacting with animals is probably my number one, like actually holding an animal, interacting with an animal, going to some sort of an animal interactive out of town, for example. Well, that's not always easy to do, right? So we think about what are the simple things day to day that put this person's mind at ease. And I had a patient who loved yodeling. Where did that come from? I don't remember. It's been years, but for whatever reason, we uncovered a passion. I mean, I kid you not. There could be chaos going around us, and I pulled up YouTube and I put on a little video of someone yodeling, and he would just start smiling cheek to cheek. And so the family didn't love it, right? I'll be honest with you. So I said to them, why don't you get him some headphones? But they did. They got him the headphones, and they started playing the yodeling videos for him using the headphones. So that's what I mean by think outside the box, because who would ever think to even ask about that? I don't know how we got on that. I must have asked, what music do you love? What, if you could go to any show, what show would you enjoy? And these are ways of just kind of like uncovering clues as to what could give this person peace of mind. So, and do it in such a way that it does not drive the family crazy, right? we definitely want to make sure the family also feels seen, because it's a disease that affects the whole unit, and everybody, you know, we all want everyone to kind of come together as much as possible to be able to support one another if that's possible, but we want to detach from outcome. Some people can't. Some people aren't willing, and getting too lost in the they shoulds will only cause you more grief and more distress. So instead, ask yourself, you know what can I do? What am I needing? How do I give it to myself? How can I do this in a way that I can sustain myself as long as possible? Now, down the line, you may be in a position where looking into higher level of care is necessary for your safety or safety of your loved one. But again, a topic for a different time. So finally, don't take things personally. Do not take things personally. It is so easy to think your loved one with a cognitive disorder is just selectively listening or doing things to frustrate you. I can almost guarantee you that is never the case. That is never the case. And if they could have that condition taken away and be of sound mind again, they would. And so please remember not to take things personally. I remember my mother calling me one day and she was so distraught. And I asked her, like, what happened? Is everything okay? And she said, your dad, he's just so angry, and he took that CD or movie that you had gotten him because he loved 007. And my friend had actually gotten him a 007 video that, you know, it was so cute. My dad was so excited. He was so happy to get to watch these movies that he loved so much. And apparently that particular day, he had taken the CD, he'd broken it in half, he'd ripped up one of our photos and put it in the trash can. It would be so easy for me to get uncentered and to be sad or angry, or I can't believe he would do that, right? It'd be so easy. It would be logical, but I didn't. I remember saying to her, Mommy, it's okay. It's okay. That's how this condition works. I'm not offended. That's not Daddy right now. That's just not him. And it wasn't. It was a temporary, it passed, right? It needed to kind of work through his system. And that's the thing with cognitive decline. That's where it gets so confusing, because one moment, one day, a few hours can seem really wonderful and connected, and they can seem lucid. And then another moment, they may not. Hence why it feels a bit crazy making sometimes for the family. That's where I think a lot of times they think this must be selective. They're just trying to fill in the blank, but that's not true a lot of times. It's more the waxing and waning is part of the condition. And, you know, my dad didn't remember doing that, by the way. Once he was back to being able to interact with me in really warm ways, he had no recollection of what he had done. And so I leave you with those 4 suggestions. I hope that's a helpful start. To the person that recommended this video, thank you. I hope that based off of your recommendation, this is able to help others as well. And I wish you peace and grace with yourself, with your loved ones as you navigate these waters. I wouldn't give back a day, a minute with my father. He was my favorite human being alive, and truly it was my privilege to be able to be with him until that very last moment. And so, you know, just remember that this is the person that you loved for a whole lot of years, and something is being taken from them in a really, really painful way that's so hard to watch. So in those moments when you're really struggling, take a break, do some self-care, make sure your loved one is safe. And this is where in-home respite options can be very helpful. Somebody coming in to help make sure they're safe while you go for a walk, or while you get out to the store, or while you go and take care of what you need to take care of to preserve your peace of mind. And if I might, write yourself a release with love letter. Write your partner a release with love letter. What am I talking about? Gotta look in the book. I've actually done a video on my YouTube channel on how to write a release with love letter, if you just want to dig into it today and check it out and see what it's all about. But it's a letter you write yourself. It's a letter that is meant to guide healing in a way that you embrace all of the associated feelings and find a way to connect your pain to your purpose in honoring the connection that you're grieving. Thank you so much for being a part of my world. And if you would like to make a request of a future video, all I ask is hop over to my Rodan Enfield Skin and Hair Care page, which is linked in my YouTube channel. You want to make sure that I'm selected as your consultant. Once you do that, email me your order number and introduce yourself and make your request of a video topic. And again, I want to make sure that it's something that I feel qualified to speak on. As long as I do, I will put you into the queue. Thanks for being in my network. Bye.